Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. We're set for today's video. So it's Tuesdays, and Tuesdays I try to test my palate, and there's no better way than doing a mystery beer. This one's courtesy of Steven. Thanks so much, Steven. I really appreciate it. It's one of these like tall, skinny cans, black label. Does not make me think of a particular brewery. I don't know a brewery that does this, so no help there. I had it in my beer fridge at 50 degrees using this kind of a glass. So you never know these mystery beers. Did you pick the right temperature and glass? Probably not. All right. So it's like a light cola, very carbonated. All right. So it's a little bit more red than I was thinking when I was pouring it. Once it's in the glass, I'm like, try to make. I've done this in other mystery beer videos where I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta make sure the label's facing the camera. Oh wait, there's no label. All right, so yeah, quite a bit ahead, about a finger and a half. All right, so I was thinking it was more of like a light cola color when I was pouring it, but no, it's. I mean, there's some brown in there, but it's way more red. Yeah, I can roll out some styles, but it does not make me think of a particular style. Let's see about the aroma. There's a sweetness to it. There's definitely that perception of sweetness. The illusion. I almost want to. It's not baking spices. There's something familiar. I want to say like fruit, but it's like it's not real fruit. It's more of like or like fruit in its natural form. It's more of like cordial cherry, or like it's like something like you have to like modify it. You know, there's something there. It's a weird one. It smells really good. Like I like what I'm smelling, but man, to try to pick it apart and really go somewhere solid with a guess based on the look and the aroma, I'm still not there yet. Yeah, I can't even wager a guess what style this could be based on those two things. So hopefully when I try it, because at that point, if I'm still not at all having an idea, that's a problem. All right. Well, cheers, Steven. I hope you're doing well. Thanks again for the mystery beer. So yeah, it tastes. It tastes like that smell that I couldn't quite put my finger on. At first, I wanted to say the illusion of baking spices, but it's not quite that thing. It kind of, for a half a second, I went barley wine, but there's a little bit of a Belgian-y thing. It's not super Belgian-y, but I think this might be. I think that sweetness, maybe it's a like the what do you call that? The Belgian dark candy kind of quad thing. I think this does have some. Not that I taste alcohol, but I think this does have a relatively high alcohol. Um, you know, I'm not. I'm kind of landing. Maybe it's someone's Belgian style double or quad. Right now, I couldn't quite pick which one I'm more leaning towards. And I think that sweetness thing, and it kind of makes sense with the illusion of baking spices. That yeah, maybe it's that thing, but it's not the most Belgian-y yeast or Belgian yeasty beer I've had. So like I don't quite want to like go all in on that, but I think that's what this is. I do like the taste. One thing that's frustrating me right now, because it's got like the dried fruits and things, but one thing that's frustrating me is there's this other flavor that is very real, and I'm trying to think if it has an adjunct in it, because it has like it may be, you know, like you have a stout that you're like, man, this almost tastes like it could have coffee in it, but it doesn't, you know. So like maybe it's just from the beer, but it does feel like there's a thing that's very specific. Not the beer's making me think this thing, but like it actually has that thing in it. But I cannot put my finger on it. It's kind of frustrating. All right, so I'm gonna split the difference. I'm gonna say this is an 8.5% Belgian dark ale. If it's an Abbey ale or a quad, I'll be happy. I don't think it has any baking spices added. Although I'm getting a little alcohol in the breath. Quad, 10%. I won't be surprised if it has an adjunct, but I do not think the adjunct is baking spices. So 10% Belgian style quad. Would not be surprised if there's adjuncts, but the adjuncts are not baking spices. And I'm getting more and more alcohol, which is making me think, is it barrel aged too? So it's like the alcohol might be even higher. Kind of reminds me of Mad Elf without the cherry and stuff. But that's like a golden ale, I think, technically. Belgian style golden ale. Triple maybe even. Anyway, so that's what I'm landing on. I don't need to repeat myself. You guys know what I'm about to say. Or maybe I should as I try to get this off. So, Belgian style quadruple, 10% ABV. I think it has an adjunct, or if it does have an adjunct, it's not a baking spice, but I wouldn't be surprised if it has an adjunct. Chatting. Okay, so all I've read so far is it's Reading, Pennsylvania. It's a brewery called Chatty Monks, so maybe it is a Belgian style beer. Babe Brew. Babe Brew is dedicated to the women of our personal lives and around the world who inspire us, push us, and make us think deeper, mentor us, and lead us by example. To the women who break rules and norms, speaking their truth with compassion, live each day with unapologetic confidence, and champion equality for all. To the women of craft beer community are wholly unique. The women of the craft beer community are wholly unique. So we brewed this beer with all of them in mind. This beer was inspired by a group of women spanning the globe, the Beer Babes family, who bonded via the internet by way of their love of beer, and as a result, they instituted a sisterhood. Again, breweries. If we're drinking craft beer, we're getting older. We need bigger font. Oh, finally, here's what it is. Oh. I feel somewhat good and somewhat bad about it. Kachaka, Cachaca, Kachaka. Amberana, which is why I was like, it's kind of like, so this is what I feel good about. If you guys know about Amberana, it's like a cinnamony, it's a wood that's like kind of cinnamony baking spice. So I nailed that. It's not that stuff, but okay, so I nailed that. Feel great about that. Barrel aged, don't feel great about that because I get the alcohol taste a little bit as I kept sipping it, so I knew it was a higher alcohol, but I didn't quite get barrel aging. And it is an English style barley wine. So I did think barley wine, but I did say it wasn't super Belgian-y, but I was thinking of some Belgian-y things, so I will take the hit on that. It's 11%, I said 10, so I'm glad I amended the alcohol quantity. Holistically, it's not a Belgian-style quad. I talked about barley wine. I said it's not very Belgian-y, but I did think it had some Belgian yeast in it, so that's a negative for me. The Amberana cinnamon baking spice thing, I crushed that. ABV I was very close on. I'm glad it came up as I kept sipping it. I was getting more alcohol, so I'm glad I trusted my instinct there. I don't taste much barrel. It's kind of like last week's. I was mad I literally said in last week's mystery beer, I don't taste any alcohol. And my mind still did not go to this is a non-alcoholic beer. But I crushed the adjunct Tonka. And this is what I bring up now though. That beer also had vanilla in it. I did not taste any vanilla in it. So to me it wasn't a knock because I don't taste any vanilla. So how could I perceive the vanilla? Because it's not there. I know, vanilla please. But that's how I kind of feel about the wood in this. I don't taste barrel aging. I don't taste oak. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh my god. Duh, it's Amburana barrel aged. So like I don't get the taste of wood. And I'm thinking like oak. Like, okay, so actually, yeah. I did get the Amburana. I don't get wood, but usually the Amburana I just get like the baking spice thing. So I do feel great about that. I do not feel bad about not getting barrel aged. But I do feel bad that I thought Belgian-y, but I did qualify. I don't know. I'm trying to think like what score. C plus, B minus. It's somewhere in that realm. Anyway, fun beer. This was a super fun mystery beer. Amburana is awesome, and I do. And this is here's what I'm taking away as a beer reviewer and a fan of beer is doing this mystery beer and it being Amburana. I was just talking to Sean from Nerd Sense, and I think it was Keith. I think it was in that chat. How much I love Amburana and what it kicks out, and this proves that it does kick that out. That I perceive it and that I like it, even when I don't know that that's what's in the beer. So that makes me really happy. But yeah, I'll say C plus, B minus. But I do feel good about what I tasted and what I said. So yeah, B minus. Let's round up. Anyway, how do I wrap these up? Oh, thanks again, Steven. I really appreciate it. Sorry, I'm a little out of practice. You guys know what's up, and I'm not going to talk about it in this video. So I'm a little out of it right now, but feel good. Yeah, so thanks again, Steven. I really appreciate it. Have you guys had this beer before? Have you had anything from this brewery? Have you had anything else from this Beer Babes group or Babe Brew group? Do you know anything more about them? Anything you're drinking you want to tell me about? Anything, everything? Comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check them out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.